How you guys doing, John? Indoor hydroponics, outdoor organics with cucumber pots. How to grow cucumbers in pots. And it's all about setting the soil up in those pots for success. So for slicing cucumbers, I've got two 25-gallon pots. I also will be growing some pickles in some 10-gallon pots. Does it seem excessive to use a 25-gallon pot? Yes, they're absolutely huge. But if you want to minimize on watering, the bigger the pot, the better, as well as if you want expansive root growth, the bigger the pot, the better. So 25 gallons may seem like a lot, takes almost an entire wheelbarrow full of material to get them filled, but it's really important. I'm mixing up my own soil for these pots, azomite, worm castings, a little bit of peat moss, some growers mix. Any kind of growers mix that you can find will work perfectly, as well as some compost. So I don't just go get a bag of Miracle Grow potting soil and go after it. I do add some goodies to it. And I did. I added quite a bit of goodies to it. And that's just to set the soil up, okay? So use whatever mix you want, but I would strongly suggest getting some things in there to better your success, particularly compost and worm castings. Everything else is just gravy. So, two 25-gallon pots, three 10-gallon pots, set up for cucumbers. Cucumber that I'll be planting for the slicers are going to be Dasher 2s, which grows a nice 8-inch cucumber, really good slicer. And then I've got some sort of hybrid pickle. So I don't know the name of the pickle. It's I got it from one of these greenhouses that are by me. So it didn't have a name on the sticker. So just go with it. They're pickles. Using some top dressing these things with some organic amendments is really important. Going with kelp meal, BioLive. Also some additional azomite on top for the minerals and the mineral growth. Don't know if they'll necessarily break down, but we're going to give it a shot anyway, because if the plant can take some of those minerals up, it just improves the quality of the fruit and the flavor. Also got some Dr. Earth's, or it's just an all-purpose fertilizer, or all completely organic, but it does have mycorrhiza in it. So I want to get that mycorrhiza in direct contact with the roots for these transplants so that they can bond to them, helps them take up water better. They become way more drought resistant with that stuff on there, and they take up nutrients a lot better as well. So the stuff works. I've been using it for years. It's amazing. Going with 3 vines per pot on the 25-gallon pots, and then I'm going with 2 vines in each of the 10-gallon. So that'll provide plenty of cucumbers for this family. In fact, it's going to produce way more than I need. But nonetheless, getting those organic amendments in the top portion of the soil, particularly in the beginning, is really important, so those roots can bond onto them and the stuff can start breaking down. Now, I will point this out as we watch the grow. I'm using some tomato cages and some bamboo for staking purposes. Going to trellis them up, and by that I mean I'm just going to help them up those bamboo and cages to get to the top. But I do want to point out, as you watch me pollinate these things, because I have very low bee count this year, not very many pollinators, kind of irritating. So you could take a paintbrush and transfer pollen from flower to flower, and that will work. It's just a giant pain in the ass. But nonetheless, I do want to point out, in these pots, you want to get some form of water-soluble calcium, magnesium in there. You can use Epsom salts, but I am using a little bit of Osmocote in these pots, okay? And I also have a tomato formula that's semi-organic, if you will, but it's got water-soluble calcium and magnesium in there, and you want to get that in there to prevent blossom end rot. You don't really experience that too much with cucumbers, but just to be safe, There are plenty of organic amendments for calcium, magnesium, but just be forewarned that this grow is not completely organic, okay? And we are watching these things start to take off. Within, honest to God, 30 days from transplant, we had good hot weather. Keep these things watered, and you will see a really rapid growth. Now, I did use some fish hydrolysate. I've been testing that stuff on the leaves of some of the plants, but not all. I got a previous video on that to see the results. But you can kind of see it here on which plant or which pot I use the fish hydrolysate on. The one on the right of those big 25-gallon deals. It works, and it works unbelievably well. But again, it's all about setting these pots up for success, and you will be rewarded. Believe me, with cucumbers. I mean, they came on, and they came on fast. So long as you keep them watered, keep an eye on them for bugs and stuff like that, and maybe give them, a leaf drench with some fish hydrolysate. These things will provide cucumbers all summer long. And like I said, within 30 days, they're at the top of the cages. They're producing really good fruit right now, and they're going to continue throughout the summer. But it's at this point, if you wanted to have like a fall crop of cucumbers, it'd be at this point where you'd want to start some new seeds and get some new transplants going. These are going to continue to produce, but they'll fizzle out in about a month or so. But you'll get a good couple months of really good production here. So guys, that is how I set my pots up. Rewatch the video, look at some of the ingredients I put in there, but by and large, use some good amendments and set those pots up for success, especially with the worm castings, especially with the compost, and a good quality growers mix. So hope that helps, and we have some serious cucumber action going on this year. So take care, love you, and peace.